Hi, good day everyone. I am Danjuma Gaskin,
And I'm Charlie Negron.
and we are here with Greater Westtown Training Partnership. And we're here today to talk to you about our woodworking training program. And if you are someone who is looking for new skills, a chance to start a new career and learn something, and you like working with your hands, you may want to consider what we have to talk to you about today. And so Charlie is one of our instructors here. I'm also one of the woodworking instructors. And I'm just going to start off by asking you a couple of questions about what the program is and what we offer.
Okay, so the training is basically involves a 15-week training course where our students are learning how to use machines that you might see in a typical woodworking shop to make parts for furniture, cabinetry. So what we'll do in the 15 weeks is basically give them a lot of instruction on how to use the tools, the equipment, blueprint reading, some math, wood identification, some other skills like, computer skills, 3D modeling software, we use that. We have CNC equipment that will kind of teach the students to kind of program. All of these basic skills are used and done with the goal of getting our students placed on a job after training is completed. So it is 15 weeks long. The criteria for the training program is the running time is Monday through Fridays from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon. There are no weekend or evening classes. Okay. We have all of that involved, and plus what we do with our students is we help them with transportation costs also at the end of the week. So we'll give them up to $25 for either a gas card, or we'll give them a 7-day bus card to get around back and forth to training.
Okay, so from what I've heard so far, what we're offering at Greater Westtown is we're training them with skills. They are learning shop safety, things like that. We actually help them get to and from training as well.
Right.
What kind of participants are we looking for? Are we talking about children or adults?
So the qualification for our training program is that we're looking for people who are at least 18. They're all adult learners. Mm-hmm. In order to qualify for funding, we want our students to come in with no requirements on costs coming out of their pocket. Okay. So they have to be low income. So if a person's on public aid or unemployment compensation, or maybe you're out there and you have a family of 5 and you're under a certain income bracket, that will qualify you for funding. We'll look for funding streams for those candidates also. Okay. And if they're eligible, then we'll go ahead and go through a few more steps and invite them into training.
So that, if you heard that correctly, for everyone who's out there listening and watching, we provide this training at no cost to income eligible people. I believe we actually have, that brings up a good time to bring our slideshow up, just to talk a little bit about that. So you mentioned the shop time. Right. It's hands-on. We're working with various hand tools, portable, stationary. You're getting experience in cabinet making, furniture making techniques, machine setup and operation. What's the wood technology about that's there?
So our students are learning how to identify different species of wood, right? So like maple, mm-hmm. walnut. These are species of wood that's used a lot in the woodworking industry to make either fine furniture or cabinetry, things of that nature.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And there were some other requirements. Well, I see the blueprint reading, and we'll get to that in just a moment, but that career development looks very important. As far as career development, what does Greater Westtown do in helping to achieve that?
Well, the skill sets, right, is basically what we're trying to develop in the shop, right? Okay. So, we're on the students a lot about being punctual, right? Mm-hmm. In that, just because, when they're going on a job and stuff, an employer's looking for people to be punctual and on the job and, being reliable and dependable every day. We're kind of bringing that skill set in. So the other skill sets are like I mentioned earlier, were the machine operation, right? The safety that's involved with using all that equipment.
Okay.
Blueprint reading, which you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. And as instructors, we're giving them quizzes and tests and kind of gauging how they are working and understanding this curriculum that we're going through. So we'll start off with a small project, usually first.
Okay.
And with that small project, we're introducing the equipment. We're introducing the shop safety. We're introducing the blueprint reading, the measurement skills. We're introducing all of those other components, right, that help build up this skill set that's going to be transferable once they go to a job setting.
Okay. And so with that, some of the other classes I remember seeing on there is math.
Right.
Shop math.
Shop math.
How hard is the math for those that may be scared?
Yeah, so the requirement I'll give you the qualifications. I did mention that people have to be at least 18, low income. The grade level in testing, they're going to get a pre-test that they have to test at about a 6th grade level math and reading.
Okay.
So, we're not talking about, trigonometry or astrophysics, your basic math. We do adding, subtracting. There's a little bit of algebra in there every once in a while, especially when we're kind of working with CNC. Fractions is something people need to be able to read a tape measure, so fractions are involved there, right? But it's pretty well rounded, and we got some great, math teachers and stuff that bring up that skill level. So don't be intimidated to call. We'll go ahead and help you through all of those, some of those issues and stuff, or those barriers that you think you might have and stuff. So,
and if you're out there watching, please feel free to give us a call. Greater Westtown, we're at 312-563-9570. The number there is at the bottom of the screen. And we also actually have orientations where we invite you to come in and we give you a tour. And you can also fill out an application if you like what you see after the tour. We are located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard in Chicago's East Garfield Park neighborhood. And if we could just move on to maybe a couple of other slides. Yep, there is an overhead shot of our shop. It's like a 15,000 square foot facility. It's nice and bright, open. We have machinery that you will find in any major shop that is fabricating furniture or whatever they make in the Chicagoland area. So that just gives you a little bit of incentive. If you like what you see there, think about coming on in. And the next slide, I think we have there's a blueprint. So blueprint reading is one of the things that we cover. And that looks like it is a table stool project. Can you talk a little bit about that, Charlie?
Sure. This is the first project that our students are introduced to. So with this project, again, we're learning how to look at a shop drawing, which you're seeing on your screen, right? There you're seeing a couple different views, and what we're trying to let our students know is for each of those views are specific, and they have specific information that you might need to go ahead and kind of develop as you're going. So you'll have that dimensions. You're going to need to learn how to look at that drawing and then think about each of the specific components that make up that project. So just for the top of that table stool, there's a 5-sided box that we construct, and that's one of the construction techniques that we show the students. And then on the bottom of that table stool, you'll actually work with raw lumber to make those leg assemblies at the bottom. So you'll see that leg assembly. We'll also teach them a little bit of joinery, how to bring those legs together, glue those together. And again, all the other different types of equipment that's going to be used to make each an individual component. So that is, basically, the shop drawing. So when people look at this, they think, I'm going to learn blueprinting. No. You're going to learn how to interpret a shop drawing, right? And then kind of get all the information you need out of that shop drawing. And you can go ahead and I just want to show you one of our students, Mr. Cooper. I want to thank you for coming in today and just kind of expressing some of what you've kind of learned, maybe, as you've been in the training program. So, first question to you is, how did you hear about Greater Westtown Project?
Well, I actually heard about Greater Westtown Project through a job fair in which that I seen a recruiter was at the job fair, and they explained the program to me. And the program seemed like something that was in my interest because I was already working in construction, but with no certifications. And I always wanted to learn how to make furniture.
Okay.
And then this was a perfect opportunity it was a perfect opportunity for me.
So you followed up with the information?
Yes.
Yeah. And what did you do? You give us a call, or did you email, or did
I gave Greater Westtown a call. And then during the call, I was scheduled an orientation.
Okay.
And then once I got the information for the orientation, I got a walkthrough of the facility, and I was just amazed at everything.
Okay.
And
So that orientation when you came in for the tour. So I know usually it could be maybe me or maybe Danjuma or maybe somebody else giving you a tour of the facility. When you entered into the shop, what did you see?
As soon as I entered into the shop, the main thing you see is the big, large machines when you walk into the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when you walk into the shop, you see some furniture that's already been made there. So in my head, as I'm going through the orientation, it's like, how did they get this furniture from this raw piece of lumber to look like this beautiful piece of construction?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what geeked me up about it.
Nice. So in that orientation, how was your overall experience with that?
My overall experience was fulfilling because I was given the information on my expectations, then even the benefits that Greater Westtown offered. And one of the best benefits for me was the ability for you all to help out with transportation.
Okay.
Like we're getting back and forth to school, because that's the main thing. And beyond that, Greater Westtown is like a family, and they look out for you.
Okay. And how many people, so right now you are in class, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many people are in your class right now?
It's
total?
only about 10 people, I believe, that's in class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, small class, so we getting really effective learning.
Okay. So, and are all those people kind of grouped together, or are they separated at all, or what?
Well, we all do hands-on learning.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes we learn in groups, and sometimes we learn individually. It all depends on what method the teachers or the instruction
Mm-hmm.
or the instructors are trying to give us for the day. But overall, it's either going to be a group or individual. And then what I love is the tutoring.
Oh, the tutoring?
And I can have tutoring before or after school.
Okay. Great. All right. So one last question for you. And I'm just thinking right off the top of my head, right? No, I got a couple more questions. So what week of training are you in right now?
I believe I'm in week 7 or 8 of training, but we like at the halfway mark, I believe. Cause
yeah.
We got midterms.
And that one drawing that was up on the screen a little bit earlier, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that finished or not?
It's
Answer that correctly, man. You better answer that correctly, because I'm still grading that one, right?
Yes, you are. It's a finished project, but it has to get graded and confirmed by my instructor that I made it to the shop standards of what they expect.
Shop standards, right?
So what the stool is.
So right now we're looking at quality control, right?
Yeah,
that's
quality
basically part of the job setting, right? So if you're going to a job, the criteria is basically will somebody want to buy that project, right?
Yes.
That's the standard, right? If you're making this, is somebody going to want to buy it, right?
Yes,
or if you're making this for an employer or a company, right? Is it going to pass the muster to actually go out the door to a customer, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's all part of kind of what we do, and that's the standard because we want to make we want to make things as perfectly as possible, right, to the highest standards in the training program. So there's an evaluation process on that, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you evaluating it yourself?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, you're evaluating yourself.
And we have certain check marks that we're supposed to look out for.
Uh-huh.
And so far, in evaluating myself, it's only 2 check marks I haven't passed due to a small chip in my.
Okay.
But that comes from learning how to handle your material properly and don't just lay it across the shop.
Yeah, I'm not looking for perfection for a first time user, right? Now, when you first started the project, did you think that it would come out as nice as it has?
I thought I probably had something more shabby, but luckily I had some good instructors.
Yeah, but I think overall and stuff, my comment to I think everybody who's finished their project and stuff is that everyone's done a really good job on putting all of that together and coming up with a nice project. So
yes.
I'm going to finish that evaluation and stuff, and
Yes,
I know you're going to be giving it to your mom for Christmas. So if she's
Yes.
online and stuff, she already knows the Christmas gift, right?
Yep, she knows the gift. Mama, we looking out. We looking out, Mama.
So I want to thank you for coming on.
My honor.
Yeah, I want to thank you. Just hold on. So on the screen, we're going to put on some information about how you can contact us. On the bottom of the screen, you actually see Greater Westtown. We're at 312-563-9570 if you want to give us a call. You could also look at our website at www.gwtp.org, and that will give you information. So if you go there, you can look at the menu tab, and there will be a section where you can see the training program, the vocational training. You'll see our woodworking, and you can go ahead and click on that tab, and that'll open up a spot where you can go ahead and fill out an application online if you want to start the process that way. Our next class is going to be starting January 29th, and we are in the process of right now taking applications for that training program. So if you're interested, give us a call. We'll go ahead and invite you in to come in for orientation, and we'll get that application process started. We have Danjuma back.
Yeah, thanks again, Javon, for coming on out. If you were looking at that website, clicking on those links, those tabs in that website will take you to our Eventbrite page, and you'll be able to get in and schedule a tour. And then we're always looking. We like people to call in. We'd like to hear from you, as much as we can. So once again, give us a call, 312-563-9570. I want to pull up the slide presentation we have. I think we have a finished picture of what that stool looks like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because Javon, who was just up here, mentioned how he had finished that project and was looking for evaluating it, and he was pretty honest. So actually, that is a finished project, more or less, and you can see what the difference between the drawing and what it came out. And let's move to the next slide, if we can. So that is like we're on the social medias. Our Instagram account is GWTP Wood. You can look at things we've been posting there as far as projects. And
Facebook also?
Facebook, yeah. We actually have a Facebook page. There it is. You can contact us and reach out to us that way too. So many, several different ways that you can contact us. And I just wanted to touch on the kind of the holistic aspect of the training. Lots of programs out there, will teach you the skills, but then when it comes time to you graduate and you leave, sometimes from what I've seen and heard from other participants who've come through our training program is that they kind of get left in the dust. Mm-hmm. And can you talk a little bit more about our job placement services or job development services?
Yeah, so one of the things throughout the 15 weeks is basically 60% of that time you're going to be in the shop learning hands-on, using the equipment, right, making your parts, all that. The other 40%, you'll most likely be in the classroom. You're learning computer skills, job readiness skills.
Okay.
You're going to learn English and math right in the classroom. And again, all of that's kind of wrapped around everything that they're learning in the shop. And the biggest component is the job readiness part of it, right? Where we're gearing up for our students to make that move or transition into the workforce, right? So our students are kind of building up the resume, right? They're going to go ahead and do that. They're going to start doing job search probably about week 10 to 11. They'll start that aspect and basically start looking at some of the companies that might be in areas that they're going to be successful in commuting to, right? And then at that point, once graduation is over, or actually before graduation is over, we'll reach out to companies and start letting them know that we have, students that are ready to go into the workforce. And hopefully we'll start setting up interviews with those companies, and they could go out and interview and get them placed on a job. So our goal as a training unit is 100% graduation, right, and then 100% job placement. That's the goal.
Okay.
So our placement rate is about 85% in that area. Throughout the years of our training is kind of remain, even through the pandemic and stuff. Our goal was actually at about 87%. It was a little bit higher during that time and stuff. So, so that's good.
Wow. Yeah. No, that absolutely sounds good. Before we start to head out, I didn't want to forget, I think on the last slide, we have information. Yeah. All our main contacts, the website, the phone number. Once again, we are located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. That is in Chicago, Illinois, East Garfield Park. And so, we do like people to come in. We do like, give us a call. And we want to show you the shop. We want to show you what you can do. If it's something, like you like working with your hands, you can pay, you have a keen eye for detail. If you're a creative person, if you're someone who likes to be more on their feet all day than, being sitting behind a desk, this might be something you want to consider. Or if you know someone who's looking for a job, they're unemployed, and this would fit kind of what they want to do, have them give us a call, have them contact us as well. I think we have maybe a little bit more footage to show. I think there's a CNC video that we could show before we wrap up. It's one of the things we do. So we have machinery, and you build things by hand, but you also, there's an electronic component or automated component. So what are we seeing here, Charlie?
So this is basically a software simulation of us programming a part. And with that simulation, what's great about that is that once we program the part, we can run the simulation and see if everything looks good in the simulation. If something looks off, then we could go ahead and adjust that simulation. So this is just part of the software that we're using in our CNC equipment. We have a couple pieces of CNC right now that what it's doing is running one of the parts that our students are in the process of making right now. This is a side panel for a small little cabinet or end table, I should say, that they are building. So you're seeing, the line of holes. You're seeing the mortises that are used to help fasten these parts together, and then you'll notice that it ran that router all the way around the part to actually cut it to size. So what's great about that software is, you're going to go ahead and create that same piece a million times over and over again without deviation in the specs.
Wow, that's really cool. So, you're getting hands-on training in like how to manually operate the machines and learning a bit of technology as well. We got shop math, job placement, development, all of that provided at no cost. So give us a call, Greater Westtown Training, 312-563-9570. I want to thank our guest, Mr. Cooper, for coming out and sharing his time. And once again, my name is Danjuma, and this is
Charlie Negron,
and we're with Greater Westtown. Thank you to CAN TV and the production crew. for also helping us out with this show. And with that, we wish you well, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.